Hi Financial Studies students. This video will give you tips on how to approach the discussed question that may be found on the Unit 1 and the Unit 2 written exam paper. There will be a separate video for Unit 3 and 4. Once you know how to answer the discussed question and gain full marks, you should be confident when approaching these questions. They appear quite frequently in the written papers. All of these videos in the series should be really useful to you to watch prior to your tests, mocks and your written exams. You'll find a link to these in the description box, and there's more to come. And some resources for you. Here are some examples of previous discussed questions from specimen papers for Unit 1 and 2. Discuss how a particular individual should respond to the discovery that there have been a number of burglaries in the area in recent months. Discuss the impact that current technology is having for people like a particular individual on making purchases and payments in shops. So these questions are case study questions, and discussed questions often are, but they could also be a non-case study question. You might also have discuss the advantages and disadvantages, or discuss the impacts, discuss the decision. So that's typically how they are worded. The discussed question is a written debate backed up by selected evidence to make a case for and against an argument or point out the advantages and disadvantages. The response should include a conclusion or a recommendation that is fully and logically supported. Let's look at that in more detail. A reminder to like, share and subscribe, as I do post regularly. Now, the discussed question may appear in both Unit 1 and or the Unit 2 paper. It can be found in the non-case study section and the case study section. However, it's most commonly found in the case study section, as I mentioned before. Now, if it's in the case study section, it's a great opportunity for you to illustrate your understanding of what is happening in the case study in regards to the individual or individuals and their circumstances. Do not ignore the case study. Do not forget the case study. You also have a copy of the case study in the exam as well. Your answer must link to the case study. Explicit reference must be made. Discussed questions tend to be 5 or 10 mark questions. However, they're more frequently seen as 10 mark questions. So I'm going to keep on emphasizing this, that you need to ensure that you back up your evidence from the case study. The discussed questions are written debates that are backed up by selected evidence. So you need to ensure that you're selecting the relevant information from the case study as well. You need to include advantages and disadvantages within your answer. The question might gear you to do so, and the information in the case study you might find very easily in regards to the advantages and disadvantages, but you should ensure that they are there. Your advantages and disadvantages should be balanced, and any factors that are included should be very much relevant to the question. For a 5-mark discussed question, you need to discuss 2 or more relevant points and have a good discussion. If you only describe them, then the examiners will cap your marks. For a 10-mark question, more than 2 relevant factors, so let's say 3 factors, should be discussed. For the 10-marker, you would undertake a deeper discussion of all relevant points. Your answer should be consistently complex and include how other secondary implications might interrelate. And what you could do there is use key connectives such as because and leads to, and look at and explore the consequences. A clear and explicit conclusion or recommendation is needed at the end. This should be fully and logically supported by your knowledge on the given topic or topics, as well as the case study. Your conclusion should sum up the main points being discussed, weigh up the advantages and the disadvantages that you've already mentioned, and comes to a decision that is logically supported. This is key to include, or you will be capped by the examiners if you do not include a conclusion.